Hello everybody. Welcome back to Reseller World. Oh, why does it do that all the time? It's your face. It's white. That's what it is. And as you can see, guys, we've got a special guest with us. It's Jason T. Smith. Hi, Jason.
What's happening, guys? How are you?
Good, thanks. Yeah. No, thanks for joining us.
Oh, heck yeah. I love you guys.
Looking forward to this show. We're going to talk about vinyls. I don't know a lot about vinyls. What is that? A revolving?
Well, that's the Hacker soundtrack on one side and a ska record from Two Tone on the other. Just picked them up on Saturday.
That is good. Yeah, like
cool.
that. Very nice.
Nice. So what we're going to do, we're going to have about 20 minutes to half an hour of our normal show. And then we're going to bring you back in again, Jason. Is that all right?
Sounds good to me. I'll be sitting here. I'll try and keep my clothes on.
We'll put you in the green room for a bit.
We have many people that try to keep the clothes on during the show. I have no idea why.
And we'll do some proper introductions in a bit when you
Sounds
come
good.
back.
We'll see everybody in a little bit.
Thanks.
Right. So welcome, everybody. Wow, there's quite a few people waiting in the wings. Sorry we were a little bit late. I'm blaming Annabelle. She was brewing up, whatever. What were you doing?
Just get on with it.
So yeah, welcome to the channel, Cookie and Hayden's. My name's Chris. I am a full-time eBay and online reseller, buying from charity shops, car boot sales, online retail arbitrage, anywhere really where there's a potential profit to be made. I'll try and flip it.
And I'm bagging Belly's biatch. Apparently so.
Sidekick.
Sidekick, whatever you want to call it.
Just in case.
Slave.
Just in case you are new to us. So we've got a really packed schedule for tonight's show. Obviously, we've got Jason waiting in the wings. He's going to come back. He's going to talk to us about music, vinyls, and all kinds of stuff, from finding it to flipping it to shipping it, and news of something that will be really useful to everybody. I guarantee it. Everybody in the chat will want to hear about what Jason has on offer, which won't cost you a penny, actually. So let's just see who's in. We've got a pretty tight schedule. So we've got Tori. Hi, Tori. First in. And what time was that? 6:15.
Wow.
45 minutes.
Eager beavers. My
By the
cat
way,
doesn't
people,
even go back that far.
We know winter's coming. I've got hot
in the
chocolate.
words of Jon Snow.
I don't know what you're talking about. I hate that program. I've got hot chocolate and Baileys.
And I have, even better, I have hot apple, spiced apple with cinnamon sticks.
Ooh, very posh.
Yum.
Anyway, we digress. Hi, Leanne. Good afternoon. No, good evening. Sorry.
That's some of the cinnamon stick.
Nice. You're basically eating wood.
No.
Actually, that's probably not a good thing to say. Don't eat wood.
Go.
Under
Come
certain
on.
circumstances. Dave repairs. What a day soaked. Not much parcels to collect. Hi, Jeff, Lana. I'm going to try and get through as many as we can, but we might not hit everybody. Hi, Kev, Steve Jackson. I'm trying to catch. Hi, Oliver Ian. You all right? Nice of you to join us on time today. Makes a change. Georgina. Hi, Georgina. Don't be going to bed early, Georgina. You're going to miss.
She's already said because we were late. It's nearly her bedtime.
You're going to miss all the action. You can
and
watch
not
it back.
me eating wood, by the way.
You can watch it back later. Hi, Carl Phillips. Hello, all. Chris Tyler's in. And, Rebecca Taylor. Hi, Rebecca. Turner, sorry. That's me trying to speed read.
Staff. Oh, Lisa Bollard. Hello. Boland. Sorry. Hi from Canada.
Oh, I wonder if... are you a Jason follower
I'm going to say Jason follower. We're all Jason followers. Don't you worry about it. Oh, there we got another one. Marianne.
Oh, here we go.
Severtson.
All the Yanks are in.
Sunny Southern California.
Nice. Southern California.
That's what I said.
I know, I'm just trying to picture in my head because obviously we went through there, didn't we? Ray's in. Hi, Ray. And Anne. If you're from the States or if you're one of Jason's crew, give us a shout on here. So it'd be good to know. Good to say hello. Steve O's in and Queenie Conquest. I think I'll have to get down to the bottom now.
Yeah.
If you can see anyone who immediately needs a shout.
We've got Mick Munn. I'm looking at names that I don't recognise.
Mick Munn's been in before.
Has he? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hello.
Oh, Bakersfield, California. I just saw there. Sabrina Cornelius. That's a very posh name, isn't it?
We've got Rags 1602. Few thought I was late. Nathan Power, Green Bear Peaks. DB Resells is
Texas.
Wow.
Becky Joyce is from Texas.
I'm up to Becky Joyce with you.
Okay. And Trotter's is here as well. Oh, there's loads.
Oh, look, Jason's in. Hi, Jason.
Okay, that's cool. Oh, Monumental's in as well. I've seen him.
Kentish Thrifter.
Oh, guess who that is?
Oh,
Stacey.
hello.
Hi, Stacey.
DBG. Goat Jazz 3.
Right. Okay. Right. Leave it. Let's go.
And I'm at the bottom. Woo!
Yay.
We leave no man behind. No man or woman.
Tori says, have you been to Texas, Chris and Belle? No, we haven't.
No, not yet. Give us time.
Is New Orleans, that's quite close to Texas, isn't it?
No idea.
I might be completely wrong. I feel like it was in my head it was, but maybe it's not.
No idea.
I
don't know where we're close to, so.
Another one from Vegas.
Woo!
Rags 1602. I wonder if Jason knows Rags 1602. He's in his neck of the woods.
I bet he does.
It's an 8-hour drive, so it's pretty close then for America.
Yeah.
8-hour drive here, you can drive. Well, you could drive from Devon to Manchester and back.
We've done more than 8 hours, haven't we, travelling when we've been in America before now?
Yeah.
To get from one place to the next.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well, of course we did, because we drove from San Francisco to LA.
That was
a long drive.
That was 12 hours.
That was a long drive.
That was 12 hours.
With stop-offs.
It was longer than I expected. Nathan Power said, I did a Texas tour last year.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I'd love
to go to a ranch. Love to go to a ranch. Yeah.
Bailey's in. Hi, Bailey. Becky Joyce says, I could drive 8 hours in Texas and never leave the state. Wow.
That's amazing.
It's the biggest state, isn't it, Texas?
Chris, with the geography lesson.
You know why I know that? Because I've watched... I've watched another channel.
There you go. Jason says Alaska is the biggest state.
Sorry. Oh, balls. Second biggest then, I think, Texas.
Go on, correct him
he's
again,
nodding his
Jason.
head. It's second. I knew it was up there. Second biggest. There you go. Right. Anyway.
You've swayed already. Go.
I know. That's like I always get. We need to do some proper shout outs because I've got like a big list of shout outs to do here.
Let's go. Let's do
it. I've got to find the VT. I always say this every week. I forget what it looks like. It's that one.
Shout outs.
Okay, so we've got a few shout outs to do tonight. So let's get cracking. We've got Grant Resells. Big shout out to Grant, even though he don't like me. He did buy something from my eBay store. We did a little deal.
Like you?
No, because he doesn't like me, does he? He only likes you.
It's not a bad reason to not like you.
I'm sure he's fine. But thank you, Grant. I appreciate your business, and we did a good deal there. Hope you like your new top. Also, Carl, I didn't have any other details, but Carl made a purchase from me today. Something that I only listed today, and he was bang on it as fast as you like, making me an offer on a vintage radio that I had. So thanks, Carl. Appreciate that. And it was good to do a deal. As always, we like to do a deal. Also, I want to give a shout out to Aaron Patrick, the QuickBooks chap. Aaron, I'm not sure if you're in the chat, but thank you so much for all the time you've given me over the last week. I've been trying to understand how to account for managed payments in QuickBooks, and he's given me a lot of help, and I've utilized the spreadsheet that they've got available that automatically converts the fees and everything. That's worked really well. So thanks, Aaron. I really appreciate it. You're going to save a load of time. And if anyone else needs any help, they can either give me a quick shout or ideally go to Aaron because he's the expert. But now I know what to do, then I'm happy to sort of point people in the right direction. And what I'll do is I'll say, go and speak to Aaron.
Grant Resells has literally just popped in. I don't even know if he popped in time for his shout out.
Oh, well, you missed it, Grant. Unlucky. Dave and his channel of Vernus Biker Lifestyle. Big shout out to Dave. I was contacting him today to ask for some help on a motorcycle helmet that I picked up recently. You might have seen it on a recent video. I paid, I think, £10 for it, and it turns out it could be worth a monster amount of money because it's a carbon fibered BMW helmet, and we reckon it could be somewhere between 300 and 400 quid's worth of helmet. I know. I wasn't expecting that much. I kind of had like £100 in my head, but it could well be worth a lot more than that. So thank you very, very much, Dave, for your time.
Just going to jump in. Tori wants to give a shout out.
Oh.
She said, my shout out of the week. Thanks for all your help, Chris, with sorting out QuickBooks and MP.
No problem. But I was getting the information from Aaron. So the knock-on effect was that I was able to help you. So
there we go.
That's what it's all about. We help each other, don't we? Also, I'll give a shout out to Dave Repairs as well, even though he slagged me off earlier in the chat. Dave helped me today. A lot of people helping me today. But Dave helped me with some vintage hi-fi stuff that I was listing. Actually, Dave, I'm not selling it. I'm keeping it.
Do you run this business like on your own, or do you just have lots of other people doing it for you?
Listen, I help loads of people, so sometimes I need help myself. So,
but are you actually helping people, or are you getting that help from somebody else and then just like reaping the benefits?
Sometimes, if someone wants to know about a plush, I'll help you. I helped Mr. Diggs today because he wanted to know. He put a picture up saying, "Who's this?" I saw it. And it was Bunga from. It was Bunga from the Lion Guard.
You shouldn't be so proud about knowing that.
Everyone else is giving me like advice on £400 helmets and vintage hi-fis. And what do I give advice on? Bunga the fucking flush.
Oh dear.
Oh shit. But no, thanks Dave. Thanks Dave Repairs. I think I'm going to keep that hi-fi. I think I've repaired the record player thing. It's working fine now. And actually I hooked it up to my speakers downstairs and it is amazing. The sound coming through it on vinyls, believe it or not, on vinyls was amazing. So I think I'm going to keep it.
Oliver Ian says, we'll ask Belle for a plush advice, the plush queen.
Yeah.
I could have answered that question of Mr. Diggs, but Chris got there first.
He's like Willy Wonka. Who's like Willy Wonka? Dave Repair says he's just playing Michael Jackson Bad on repeat.
Chris Tyler says there's Belle's next holiday with that helmet.
What do you mean?
I wish. 400 quid in that helmet. That's my next holiday.
Mm.
Yeah, it might get us to Cornwall.
Yes. Right. Now, have you caught up with chat? Because I'm going to do an oh no for the week.
Yeah, Bailey was trying to like set me off there. He was like, no innuendos about helmets, please. But I wasn't rising to the occasion.
Right.
Not doing it.
Oh, you know what I said? I said, Dave helped me out with my helmet. I just realised what I said. That sounded bad.
Oh dear.
Right, okay. That could be one of these in itself, couldn't it?
Oh no.
I need to go back.
Can we start the oh no's with the oh no to the biggest announcement that he missed?
You know what? I skipped through it because I wanted to do it last. I need to go
and then
back.
You missed it.
I know. Sorry. Right. I was going to do it at the end. So remember Eric who came on? You can't forget Eric.
No.
The
genius.
Space
nerd.
Yeah. That's it. That was the words I was looking for. But it's Eric's birthday tomorrow.
He'll be 7.
So you've all got to say happy birthday to Eric because he's going to watch this show back in the morning.
Yeah, it's a school night, so he will be in bed.
He'll be in bed right now, but he'll watch it back. So where's my
little
balloons?
Birthday surprise.
So happy birthday to Eric.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Eric.
And
Sorry,
guess where
I
he
was a
went
bit
for
late
his birthday treat? He went to the Space Centre.
There's a surprise. So have a nice birthday. Sorry we can't be there. There you go. Sorry, I was a bit late with that one.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone's saying happy birthday to Eric. So let's go back. Do I have to play the oh no's again?
No, just crack on.
Okay. I like playing it. Right, so this... Oh, take this off. I'm going to take the comment off. I'm going to take that off.
Yeah, it looks like just keep it there.
So this week's oh no is linked to last week's oh no. Now, if you watched the show last week, you remember I told you that I sold the Tiger King plush. You know, the big tiger. I'd sold it, and the guy messaged me afterwards and said, "Oh, can I pay on the 1st of September, which would have been 10 days afterwards?" So I allowed it, and I said to him, "Look, that's fine, but please bear in mind, I'll be opening a non-paying buyer case in the meantime, just in case you decide not to follow through with the transaction. I can then easily close it down and relist the item." And he was like, "Oh no, don't worry, mate, don't worry. I'm going to buy it. I'll have it to you on the 1st of September. I really want it, blah, 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 blah." And boy, am I glad that I opened that case straight away, because he messaged me over the weekend and said, "Oh, can you cancel it? I don't want it." So this is where your trust in people sometimes goes a little bit, because I gave out a little olive branch and said, "Okay, you can pay on the 1st. That's 10 days away." But mine, even though my listing says 3 days payment, and he failed me, and therefore he got a non-paying buyer strike from me for failing to go through with that transaction. So that is exactly the reason why I said to you, if you have to agree to, or if you want to agree to a long payment plan, if you like, then what I always do is open that case early, but just tell the buyer that they can ignore all the messages from eBay, because it gives you, it makes it a lot faster, doesn't it?
Well, you said, didn't you, if you'd have waited till now to open it, you'd have had another 6 days or whatever.
Well, there's two things I could have done. I could have just cancelled it and said, okay, cancel, whatever, and then relist. But I think when people mess you about like that, they need to know that that's not really
acceptable.
Right.
It's not acceptable behaviour.
If you agree to pay for something, you pay for it.
Yeah. Oliver Ian says, does he mean the 1st of October? He did mean the 1st of October. Why, what did you say?
1st of September.
Oh.
I did say that. Yes.
I thought it meant, did the guy mean it?
So now I've still got that bloody tiger downstairs. I was hoping to get rid of it.
Grant Resell says, you trusted me and took down my item straight away.
I did.
Is he going to cancel on you?
No, it's gone now. He's paid and it's gone. I trusted you, Grant, and but I did keep it on, what do you call it? I kept it on a draft, just in case you change your mind.
Green Bear Pete says, do you offer finance, Chris?
Pretty much, it sounds like it, doesn't it?
Somebody said, didn't they, last week, that they'd been asked if they could like do weekly installments.
Oh, it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let me do a few sales because I really want to crack on and get Jason on so that we can talk about vinyls, because I'm really looking forward to listening to this. So we're just going to do a few sales. Sales over the last few days.
These are a few of my favorite things. These are a few of my favorite things. If you remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so nice.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go through some of the sales from the last week. And let's go here. Is that it? Yeah. So the first one to share with you, this was the first sale I've had out of that big job lot of gaming gear that I picked up, if you remember rightly.
Would that be because you haven't actually got the Xbox listed?
None of the Xbox stuff is listed yet. But I have listed all the PlayStation 1 games, and this one has sold first. It went for $17.99. Need for Speed Porsche 2000. So that one sold. Very difficult to tell you what I paid for it because I had so much stuff in that job lot. Last week, I was listing a lot of cycling jerseys, and this was the second one to sell, I think. It's quite an unusual Corsa 5.1 cycling jersey.
Looks like they've been rained on.
Yeah, it's got
like a darker.
It's got like a pattern on it. But it was a really nice one. It's one of them that you can just tell it's going to be one of the first to go. It's quite unusual. So cost price on this was about £3, and it sold for $34.99, I think, or it might have been an offer $29.99.
Oliver Ian says, Chris, that's code from Bell to get the Xboxes listed.
I know.
Trust me, he knows what the code is.
I sold Bully. You can't beat a bit of Bully. That'll be lost on the Americans in the chat. They don't have a clue what we're talking about. Bullseye was a UK TV game show back in the 80s. Very iconic. Everyone loved it.
You were happy to lose because you still went away with Bully.
But yeah, so I sold Bully. This was the mascot from the show. This went for $19.99, I think. You recall the video that I did, and I only picked up caps at the boot sale. The very quick video where I said it was pointless watching it. This was one of the caps that is sold from that lot. It went for £15, so I got half my money back on the one cap, with 13 caps left to go. I shared this on Instagram today. It's a heavy metal baseball paperweight. Now, do you remember this paperweight got us stopped at customs in America?
Yes, I do.
Because they were like, what is that shape in there?
I don't know what they thought it was.
I know, Christ. We're lucky we didn't get stripped down.
Yeah.
But yeah, this went for £25 on an offer. Going to Italy, actually. So good luck with customs. Well, Halloween is just around the corner. Not that I don't suppose many people will be trick or treating, will they?
No, I don't think so this year.
But I sold this little Funko figure. Picked up at a boot sale recently. That you might have seen the video. It was only £1, I think, the figure, and I think I sold it for £10. A bundle of Sylvanian Families toys.
A big job lot of retro clothing, wasn't it, and toys.
Yeah, this was in a big job lot that I picked up. This went for £30.
And I did all the research for them tiny little things.
Here's an example of when I like to put a dual picture on the main picture. And that is because this is like a glow-in-the-dark hat, or it's reflective. I think it's reflective, actually. So that's the normal hat there in its normal state. And when you turn the lights off and put a bit of light on it, that's what it looks like. And it looks really nice. The only thing that surprised me with this is how long it took to sell. Maybe I had it listed too high value-wise, but that's a perfect example of when to do a dual picture on your main one. Now, you remember Mr. Diggs was putting out about varsity jackets? And I've had this one for ages. I bought it at one of the first vintage sales that I went to. It's taken a long time to sell. I'm probably not going to pick up many varsity jackets again because of the time it takes for them to shift. Depending, of course, on the team, if it's a recognisable team or not. But this went for £20 in the end. And to be honest, the weight of it probably didn't make much on it, if anything. It may have cost me the maximum £15. If not, it was very close to it because it had some weight to it. So probably not a lot of profit in that one. This was a nice sale. Picked up at a Jumble Trail. It's a HD recorder, fully working. I tested it out. It sold for £50 in the end. Cost price was £10. So I took an offer of £50. And let's move to the next one. Oh, another cycling jersey from that lot that I listed last week. This one sold super fast. If you ever see these salsa cycles with the chilies on, I would recommend you always pick them up. Obviously, depending on what you pay for them. But I've had about three or four of these salsa cycles jerseys, and they always sell fast. And I think I got £35 for that one as well. And Christmas is coming. I think we're all starting to see the odd Christmas item sell. This is a sack, is it? What is it? A Christmas?
Is it a Santa sack?
Santa sack.
Yeah.
But a Tigger Santa sack. This went for £20, yes. Cost price was £2 or £3. I can't quite remember. That's the sales update for today. Let me just remove that. And there you go. Any chit chat before we officially bring on Jason?
No. There's just been Tori's been asking the chat because she's having issues getting a call back from eBay, but people are kind of giving her some advice on it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, just saying that she's been waiting a couple of hours for them to get back in touch with her. Rob Walker, let the music play. He's put, hi Chris, I buy vinyl from car boot sales around the Manchester area every weekend, and I show what I've picked up on my channel. I've been buying vinyl at boot sales for 30 years.
That's interesting. That's interesting, Rob. Nice one.
I'm going to say 30 years because there's a black that, it says 30 years.
Well, hopefully you'll stay tuned and give us some input on the next hour or so when Jason comes on, because that'll be good.
He's not coming on in an hour or so, is he?
No, for the next hour or so. What's Rebecca said that I have a Tigger tree topper dressed up as an angel.
We've had something like that in the past.
I think we have, haven't we?
Yeah. All Disney Christmas stuff will start selling now. People love Disney at Christmas, don't they?
I know. I think we've caught up, haven't we?
Yeah, I've told you. Just you do your job, I'll do mine.
Okay.
Okay, we're all good.
Right. So, look at him. Jason's clapping in the background now. You see him. Right, okay.
He's singing, "Why am I waiting?"
I know, we've made him wait 30 minutes. So, okay, let's bring Jason on. So Jason is from Vegas, the king of thrift, America's #1 thrifter. And he is an expert, and I don't say this lightly. I know, and I'll show you in a bit how I know that he's an expert when it comes to selling music, vinyl, cassettes, CDs. And we're going to talk predominantly about vinyls, but see what else pops up along the way. So here we go. Here's Jason.
Hey, what's up?
Welcome back on.
You tell him, Bella. You tell him. You do your job, I'll do mine.
Is that coincidence, Jason, that Peggy's dropped in just as you're coming on?
Oh, hey, Mom. For those who don't know me, my mom's in the chat. She is 78, and so is my dad, and they kill it on eBay. There is no age limit to selling on eBay. My parents are amazing sellers on eBay.
Is it thrifty over 50?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watch it quite a lot, and it really amazes me how well they do. It's just incredible.
Because where they live, the garage sales, everything's a quarter. Everything's a quarter. She comes back with these damn things, and everyone's like, "Would you pay a quarter?" And she goes, "Yeah, a quarter."
That's mad. It's like a quarter is like 20p.
Yeah, when she pays $5 for an item, we're all like, "Get out, get out." There's no way.
Why did people let stuff go for a quarter? It's like,
I've been on the West Coast of the United States for a long time. There ain't no quarter items. And so going back home to Cleveland and Ohio, I'm just like, why even get out of bed to sell things for a quarter? I don't even understand.
Why have we never been on holiday here when we bring so much stuff back? Why have we never been on holiday there?
I'll meet you guys in Ohio. It'll blow, but make sure you come, because the snow is going to fly in Cleveland in about 2 weeks. So don't come in the winter.
I mean, wouldn't you rather donate it to charity than take? Because if that's like us doing a car boot sale and saying everything's 20p, and it ain't worth it.
No. I sold something today that it needed a special size box, which of course I didn't have one. And the item made me a profit, but the time it took me to reconstruct a box, I lost my profit. It was too much time. So it was one of those where, we had shipped 39 packages and one more thing got sold. And I'm like, why'd it got to be the last one? So we couldn't find a box. So I showed my assistant, I go, here's how you make a box from scratch. So she got a master class in that, but it was just, I'm like, this is way too much time for a $22 item.
Jason has an official assistant. If you ever hear Chris, whether I'm present or not, refer to me as that, slap him for me.
Kelly, are you still here? Oh, I think she just left. Damn, I would have had her stop in. I actually have two. I have a full-time, a full part-timer that does all my listings and shipping, and then I have a teenager who comes over once or twice a week and does all the pictures.
That's amazing. So wouldn't it be great to have somebody come and do like a load of listings so that we can just go out and buy stuff? I mean, that's the best thing. Do you let them go sourcing?
We have sourced together a few times, but COVID has really screwed everything up because typically I will take anybody who works with me on what we call field trips. We go to estate sales, and I've already scoped out everything, and I've given them their list. And now I got 2 people with me, 2 sets of eyes, 2 sets of hands, and we can cover a lot more in an estate sale. But, with the COVID and stuff, I just haven't got out as much, and I haven't wanted to put them out in the hassle as much. But they did help me pick up. I bought 2,401 CDs in one shot. So they helped me pick them up, load them, sort them. So that was a whole day event.
2,000.
That's crazy.
401. And I have sold of the 2,000, and we haven't listed them all just yet, but I have sold only 47, and I've already made my money back.
Wow.
Yeah, so the next 2,360 are all pure profit. Yep.
Pure profit. That is amazing.
Why have we gone blue, by the way?
I have no idea, because it's colder.
Are you? There you go. I don't understand what's happening. Mick Munn says, I had a sealed pink vinyl, new and sealed LP over £100. The buyer decided to send it back after opening it, so I lost 75% of its price. What can I do to stop this from happening again? Have you had that, Jason?
Well, I would say the follow-up question I have for Mick is, what was their reason? Did they claim defect, or they just say, I don't like the music? Because any retailer, whether it be us, online sellers, or record stores, that's one of the products you don't get to return just because you don't like it. Especially nowadays, you can listen to anything online to check if you're going to like it, then pick it up. When I was working in record stores back in the 90s, there was a big Puerto Rican rapper named Big Pun. He's since passed on. But the second Big Pun album came out, and I worked in an area that just, they only loved rap. And so all these kids came in and picked up the Big Pun, and they left. And about an hour later, they came back, and one took the Big Pun and threw it at me on the counter and said, what is this crap? And I go, look, just because you don't like it, we don't give money back. He goes, no, man, it's not Big Pun. I go, what? He goes, put it in. So somewhere at the plant, a whole section of Big Punisher Puerto Rican rap CDs got printed with Aretha Franklin singing gospel songs on. Now, I should have kept a couple because collectors would have paid big money. But yeah, we had that day, we had like at least in our store 10 returns that got Aretha Franklin music instead. The cover of the CD said Big Pun, but the music on the CD was Aretha singing gospel.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So I can understand how rap fans would be like, what the F is this?
So the answer to that question is, unless there was a different record in that folder, don't have it back.
So yeah, so if they claim there's something wrong with it, if it skips or said faulty. Okay, so Mick, did you play it? Is it faulty? Because I sold a gold CD for $150. They were very specific. They said track 4 and track 8 skip. I got it back in return. Played it for me and my wife were here working. No track 8, no track 4 was skipping. It was just fine. They rented it for the weekend, but that was used, so I'm able to resell it for the same amount of money. Okay. Yeah, I know it was sealed, but my story I just told you, Mick, the Big Pun was sealed, but guess what? There was a problem with the music. It's slim, it's small, but it can happen. I've had, we've all had new products that we get them out and they just don't work. I have a Hula Girl lamp that I got brand new. She has never hulaed because the wiring was messed up inside, and I am not handy enough to redo wiring because it needs to be soldered. I could put wires together, but it needs to be soldered. So she hasn't hulaed in the 20 years I've owned her. That was brand new.
You're not talking about Stacy here, are we?
No.
Chernok's Connection said it happened with Guns N' Roses and Mariah Carey, and I actually returned it to the store. Wish I'd have kept it.
Yeah.
Speaking of wish I would have kept it, I taught a class about flipping CDs. I've actually taught 2, and one of the things I was talking about is CDs, and this has happened with records too, that get pulled for one reason or another. They get pulled, and of course, the second anything gets pulled for whatever the reason, it becomes instantly collectible. Now, of course, what I'm about to tell you, all of our brains were somewhere else. So I never thought to hold on, but let's go back to November 11th when the Twin Towers went down here in the United States. That Tuesday, 2 CDs came out, and both their covers had the Twin Towers exploding. Talk about the coincidence of all coincidences.
Oh, my word.
Dream Theater had it in fire, and a rap group called The Coup had them exploding. So, of course, they instantly got pulled. And I was at a record store in Long Beach, and I never thought, maybe I'll just hold on to a 30 set. Because, of course, we were all in such just, what the F just happened? And, we were just angry and sad and all these emotions. And I never thought to pull both those because now they're worth a ton of money.
Yeah.
Because they got re-released with regular covers, but the chance that 2 came out,
that's amazing.
Utterly amazing.
Yeah, definitely. So I when we came to Atlanta and met you guys, we actually went into we did a lot of thrifting in one day. Really, we went to quite a lot of stores, but we went to a record store as well, didn't we?
Yep.
And I got to witness firsthand what an absolute beast you are when it comes to looking for CDs, tapes, vinyl in a record store. Now, you would have thought people in record stores would have been experts at this kind of stuff and would know which ones are worth money and which ones are not. So how can you even find stuff in a record store?
So, actually, hold please. So Saturday here in the United States, it was record store day, or I guess is that everywhere? Maybe everywhere. And so I hit all the record stores in town. I was up early. I was in line at 6:30 a.m. and picked up a bunch of new records. And then on the way home, I stopped back at one of the stores that I've been in just to shop normally. And so you're right. You would think record stores would know what they have, but I picked up this Pink cassette for $5, and that's worth about 30. And then these were the two totally mispriced ones. I don't know what happened here. This is 5 Judas Priest CDs that I bought for $12, but it's worth like $60. So wow. I have no idea. And then along the same lines, here's 5 Snoop Dogs that are worth 13, that they sold me for 13, but this is worth like $50. And so, and then all these CDs also were way, that one's actually for me, but these were way underpriced. So they know to a point, and also who's ever working the trade counter, they tend to, like, as human nature, they gravitate to what they like the most. So if you're an indie rock fan and a bunch of hip hop comes in, you're going to price it, but you might not pay as much attention that these Snoops are worth a lot more than they priced them at. So, you know, right here, I probably spent $100, and this is about $400 worth. And that was just me on the way back. So what I was trying to do, you're only allowed to buy one of each record at a record store day. I just switched my mask, hoping they wouldn't realize it was the same guy. Now, I'm a big dude. And Stacy was texting me. She goes, they aren't going to fall for that. So I tried to buy a record that Harry bought one of, and she goes, oh, only one a day, sir. I'm like, oh, you caught me.
Nice.
So I was only in the store for about 15 minutes. And picked all this stuff up. So I'll be making a lot of money off of that. So they do know to a point, you know, and there's plenty of stuff I don't know, but I've been selling online for music online for 20 years and 6 months. And so I've sold a couple 100,000 pieces of media between CDs, cassettes, records, reel-to-reel, 8-tracks, all of it.
So I've got some pictures here to share from when we actually were in that store. So I'll share some pictures with everyone. Oh, this is just me. That's me with a load of vinyl behind. I thought that was useful. There's Jason taking a picture of Stacy, who was scanning CDs.
She's quite an expert at it.
Please do not take records into the back rooms.
So they don't want you switching records, because you remember this store was multiple rooms and doors.
Yeah,
there's just so much there.
Yeah, there was loads. And there's you two scanning stuff. I mean, this what got me with this was the speed at which you were able to sort of not just, I mean, scanning is obviously quite quick, but to be able to pick out the ones that are worth scanning in the first place, I thought was impressive. And then there's me and you.
I mean, if you see, everyone's looking at this, the CDs to my left are double stacked. The ones behind, like Chris's head there, are double stacked. Then there's vinyl, and then there's stuff under every table. And as you can see, that is a window we're looking through. That's another room where everything's double stacked. So I love this store, and I make a lot of money. And they make a lot of money too. But don't forget, they're selling to the people who walk in, and they do sell online. I, of course, am selling to the world, so I can take this $5 Pink cassette that they're going to get $5 in Las Vegas, put it out to the world, and sell it for like $30.
Do some of these record stores have their own eBay page as well?
They all do. Almost every record store sells online. So I am still a little shocked that when I walk in, but some do so much volume, like that store in Atlanta.
That's it. That's what I was thinking. Are they doing that much that they just, they're having to just basically scan them with their eyes and pick out the ones they know, and then the rest they just take to chance.
Yep. And you saw the guys working there. They're older. Those guys have been working there forever. So they might be well versed on some newer stuff or some niche stuff, but you gravitate towards the most, and then the rest you're like, I'll just get a price and get it out on the floor.
Yeah, when I look back over those pictures, I can see why I spent so much time sat in a car in an underground garage in the dark, waiting for you to come back out again. If I looked over my shoulder once, I looked over 20 times, like, what's that guy doing walking past the car? I should have just gone in the store.
and when I'm with friends, whether they're music buyers or not, I will curtail it. Like, if you guys weren't there, I would have been in that store an extra 2 hours. Because I think Stacey and I ended up going back after we left you, like the next day. We went back to hit that store even longer. So
I remember you said you were going to go back.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Like, if we're going out shopping and you want to see me in action, great. But I won't make you sit there because I'll spend 5-6 hours in one record store.
We had tiki reservations. You couldn't spend another 2 hours.
Oh, I know. We had to hit the bar for sure.
Rob says, I don't know if you know this album, but Standing on the Shoulders of Giants by Oasis also had the Twin Towers on.
Nearly used the Twin Towers.
Oh, nearly used.
Yeah.
Nearly used the Twin. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm a fan of Oasis as well.
Oh, hey, Chris. I got your order. I'll get it sent off to you tomorrow. Oh, shoot. That's Craig and Rick's order. This was your guys' order.
Oh, nice.
Sexercise.
See the fun you can have with records.
That actually leads to a question that we had, and I was saying to Annabelle before, have you got any questions? Because Annabelle really doesn't. I mean, I know very little about selling vinyl and buying it, but probably even.
I'm not old enough to know what vinyl is.
Yeah, right. But I said to you before, I said, have you got any good questions you think might be good to ask you? And one of them was, is it all about the music, or can it also be about the artwork? So
the record itself might be absolute pants, but is it, can sometimes the value be in the artwork that's in it?
All right, hang tight. Talk amongst yourself. I'm gonna grab something real quick.
I'll see what other questions we've got in here.
I see that somebody asked him what his biggest sale on LP was. On an LP, Jason's put there $3,000.
We'll go back to that in a minute.
$3,000. That's insane. So what's Oliver put there? It's like that here in the charity shops. Has a jacket they have looked up on eBay prices and media is worth more.
So sometimes the art is worth more than what's on the record. So these are what's called stag party records that came out in the 60s for adults only. So it's like sometimes they're songs, sometimes they're just stand-ups, and the jokes and stuff are fine. But I have covered the naughty bits because this is a fully topless woman right here. And so people will buy this record because it's a record with a topless woman and not so much for the content on it. And I need 2 Post-its for this one. Oops. This one is top and bottom.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a man.
Top and bottom. So definitely people will buy those. They'll frame them. My wife and I have a guest bedroom in our house that is themed based on the musical The South Pacific. And in that room, we have 64 different South Pacific records framed and hung. Wow. And my mom started me on that because she's got a basement. That's nice. People have basements. Going down the stairs, she did all hers. And we have a competition who has more. I have more right now, but she's got about 40 or 50 heading downstairs to the basement. So we're using those records just for the art and the decorations alone.
That answers my question.
Yeah. So basically, if you see a record with anything or anyone naked on it, just buy it.
Yep. That's a good start. Naked for sure. They're called cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
And cheesecake can also be suggestive. It doesn't have to be naked, but yeah.
Right.
That didn't work for your VHSs, did it?
I know, yeah. I bought some naughty VHSs the other week, and I still haven't sold them.
And do you know what he did? We went to do an actual car boot on Sunday, and he's putting all the stuff out. And I looked at the table, and these 2 pornographic VHSs are on the desk, in amongst the plushes. I was like, I don't think so.
Was that in one of your videos?
Because we were selling outside a castle. It was a very upmarket place.
People have sex in castles.
Exactly, yeah. See? Missed an opportunity there.
Well, he quickly put them back again. That's all I can say.
Queenie said, in the late 90s, I was seeing this guy, much younger than me, who called vinyl big CDs. I said hi, goodbye.
Yeah, I would have said goodbye too.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you had laser discs and called them big CDs, that would actually be okay because they look exactly the same, but not records. No.
A laser disc's worth anything these days.
You know, there was, so when I started selling in March of 2000, early 2000s, they were still doing well. I had some come out in a collection. I picked up 7,000 records all at once, and there were some laser discs in there, and I tried. I finally got like an offer of $13 for a Fleetwood Mac one, and I'm like, ugh, all right, no more laser discs.
So you don't touch them at all?
Just flick
no, and there's going to be a couple that that'll probably be worth it, but you know, for the most part, no way.
Flick up the discounters.
Chuck Berry.
Yeah, Chuck Berry Sweet Little 16. It's over $200 for the cardboard sleeve.
Shut up, Ryan. Really?
And his dad is the guy on the cover walking into the school. There's a claim to fame for you. You're going to pull it out now, aren't you?
No, I don't have that in. That would have been epic if I was just sitting in my tub of vinyl.
I think, Jason, I think you answered earlier a question in the chat that said, what was your biggest flip?
$3,000. It was a Beatles butcher cover, second state, still sealed.
And what was the cost price of that?
$8 at an estate sale.
3,000. Did you know as soon as you saw it, it was going to be worth massive money? Or
Yeah, right. Because the person who had passed was a Capitol Records executive. So the whole record collection was all these promos from like the 60s and 70s and stuff. And I'm just like, ha.
So how did you get your hands on that then?
Right place, right time. You know, it's a lot of things. Right place, right time. You know, if I wouldn't have stopped back at that store trying to sneak one more record out, I wouldn't have found that handful of stuff that'll make me $300 in profit. So, you know, I put my link to the shop in my link to my eBay store in the chat. If you just go to my website, www.tikipugmusic.com, it takes you right to my eBay store. Easiest way to go.
Cool. Some laser discs are worth dollars, including Laser Active, a video game system that plays laser discs.
Yeah, the video game system, yeah. But man, I had 20 or 30 laser discs. I'm just looking around like, yeah, these aren't really worth my time.
Angela Ritchie says, hello, UK. Hello, America.
Angela's one of the admins in my group, the Thrifting board.
Ah, cool.
I got a couple admins. I got Lisa in the chat. I got Andrew in the chat.
Nice one.
Is this just in case we get rowdy and we all need like sorting out?
Peggy says, I wish I had my son's knowledge with music. Does your mum pick up much in the way of music?
Yeah, she actually showed some records that she sourced this weekend, yesterday on our show. And she's been selling some CDs and some cassettes. So yay, Mom.
Queenie Conquest
Good question.
Has asked, how big is your own record collection and how do you store it? I'd like to know the answer to this because I know half your house is covered in tiki.
Well, the whole house is covered in tiki. So I got shelves like this. This is my office. So this is the stuff for sale. I got a smaller set of those out in the office where half my personal collection is. And then the other half is on shelves like that back home in my house. And it's not as big as you would think. I had a huge collection of everything from when I was a teen. And then my wife and I got into the whole tiki scene, and I pretty much sold my whole collection. And then all I have is tiki style music, exotica, surf music, stuff like that, Hawaiian artists. But then I started rebuying stuff from my youth. and I have bought a lot of record store day stuff over the last 5 or 6 years for myself. So the good record player is behind me here. We have a okay one at the house. So the okay one plays all the Hawaiian music because I don't care if that gets nicked and scratched. But here, the good stuff gets played.
Here's my record collection.
Oh, but to answer your question, my collection is only about 800 right now.
That's mine. That's it.
It's kind of small, Chris.
It's very small. But size isn't everything.
Pretty sure it is when it comes to record collections.
You got that big 12-inch?
Very good. So people should stay tuned because what you're going to talk about at some point, you've got a resource, a class that you've put together. And we're going to share that a little bit later on.
Cool.
But yeah, stay tuned, everybody, because we're going to share something really good that will be useful for absolutely everybody in the chat. I guarantee it'll be useful. So well worth staying tuned. But let me just, while we were, I thought I'd show you some of my records.
So Jason can sit here and laugh and go, why have you got that?
He's going to go, this is terrible.
Here, wait. I'll make you feel better. I'll start with this. Here's my favorite band in the world.
Oh my God.
Yes. It's sealed as well.
Now, still got the cellophane on, but it is open. And for those who don't know me, I am not kidding. I just have Spice Girls stuff everywhere on my desk, in my house. Yeah, I'm a big Spice Girls nerd.
I think I need to send you that plate I got.
This is something you two have in common because didn't you go watch the Spice Girls live?
I did, yeah. I had all their album, all their CD albums, and all their CD singles for every song released.
I'm pretty sure Girl in the Room. I never liked the Spice Girls. What's going on?
I liked them.
And I was like 16 when they were out as well. I was like, should have been into them. Now that's mine.
Meatloaf.
Nice.
I'm a big Meatloaf fan.
You can't beat Oasis on a vinyl.
Very nice. So far, so good. I have, that's why I thought I'd throw the Spice Girls out first.
You probably won't know these, but this is the Cortinas, a Manchester band. I sent you a CD.
Yes. Yep.
But that's a different album. Oh, here we go. Nice cat.
Chopper, chop.
Hall and Oates.
So she's 18 now. So when she was 17 a couple months ago, my assistant, 17, the year is 2020. She's taking pictures wearing a Metallica shirt, singing Hall & Oates. And I'm like, what year is it that a 17-year-old is singing Hall & Oates?
They're into all that now, though, aren't they? They're into like the vintage retro kind of stuff.
Yeah. She loves all that stuff. I got my hat on.
Now,
I love Jive Bunny. I love Jive Bunny.
Right. This isn't any Jive Bunny album. This is signed by them as well. So this is really worth some good money.
I love that. That's my favorite Jive Bunny album.
Bob Marley.
Good. I like it.
That's mine too.
That actually sounds really good on vinyl.
Oh, nice.
Like Michael Jackson and
more Michael Jackson.
Off the Wall.
I love Off the Wall.
Oh, you said Fleet. Oh God, what's happened here? Hate that. Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, I've met Mick Fleetwood a couple times. He has a bar in Maui that served really good tiki drinks, and he just sits upstairs on the patio and plays drums. So he just hangs out.
Sounds like the life.
Yeah.
Queen, greatest hits.
Such a great album.
And then I've got this one's Annabelle. Phil Collins.
Yeah.
All good stuff. I haven't seen anything bad.
Some classics here. And then a couple of nows.
Nice. I don't think I've ever seen the nows on vinyl before.
I've been collecting a lot of now cassettes recently. I bought some at the boot sale at the weekend for like 20p each. So
I don't think I've ever told you, but I met Michael Jackson once.
Did you?
Stacey was at her office, and she calls me one day here in Vegas. And this is back when we used to, the company Sharper Image had their stores of like expensive, stupid stuff. And she goes, "Hey, Michael Jackson's at the Sharper Image, and they just closed it for him to shop with his kids." So I ran out of the house to meet him and get his autograph. But stupid me, I didn't grab, I don't think I had any vinyl at the time, but I had all the CDs, didn't grab them. I grabbed a legal pad. I was so like, and so it was the craziest part about it was a hot summer day in July. I'm watching him shop with his kids, and then I watched him do something. I was kind of shocked. I can tell that he told his kids, who were very young at the time, to thank the manager for their help. And I saw the kids go up and thank the manager and shake their hand. I'm like, well, that's like a normal dad thing, which you wouldn't expect from Michael. So as he exits, I'm really the only one there waiting for him because I was the only one that knew he was there. And I said, hey, Mr. Jackson, can I bother you for a quick autograph? And he goes, look, it's really hot. Let me get the kids in the car and then I'll sign whatever you want. And A, what a so normal dad thing to say. And B, he didn't talk in a very high voice, which shocked the hell out of me. But he signed the autograph. He signed the autograph, and then the day he passed, I sold to a guy in France for $300 on a legal pad. I sold him the whole legal pad for $300.
Wow. What a story.
Yeah.
What a story.
So
Goat Jazz says, most of my story is media. I love selling CDs, DVDs. A quick question. Do you sell any genre of music or just look for specifics?
Yep, I sell. Of course, like I was saying, when I go to a record store, I start in the sections I love the most because A, I'm looking for myself first, but then I shop every single section. And even to a point where my wife watches me, like you saw, the speed in which I can go through stuff is amazing, but also the knowledge. And my wife still, after watching me do this for 20 years, she's like, I don't know how you see things, and I don't even know why you pick these things up. I'm like, well, that's worth $500. But she goes, well, how'd you know that? I go, I didn't. I kind of felt it was rare because I'd never seen one, so I scanned it. Like, yeah, it's a $500 CD.
Yeah, we tend to feel things are rare because we can't find them, and then suddenly we find them and they're like, not worth the price we've paid.
Some people reacting to my music taste or our music taste. Oliver Ian says, I saw them live. That's embarrassing.
Who? Spice Girls or Meatloaf?
Yeah, Spice Girls. Spice Girls.
I followed them around on the last tour like a deadhead follows the Grateful Dead around. I basically spent a week on the road with the Spice Girls.
Hall & Oates guilty pleasure alert.
I saw them on the Big Bam Boom tour, 1984. My aunt and uncle took me and my sister. I was 13 years old.
You're a big gig fan as well, aren't you? You go to a lot of gigs with Stacey.
Yeah. We were just lamenting that. We're like, man, we haven't been to a concert in so long. And we had so many this spring and summer that got canceled. And only one has been rescheduled.
Yeah.
Only one. So, yeah, I look forward to getting back to it. But, yeah, we usually average about 2 a month.
Really?
That's a
We
lot.
tried. Stacey just walked in. Matter of fact, there's my lovely wife.
Hi.
We've tried to do 7 in 7 days, and we've never found 7 bands we want to see, but we've hit 5 in 7 days 3 times.
Just to do 7 in 7 days, just go see somebody random.
We tried.
Yeah,
The 3 times we had 5, there was just nothing those other 2 days. Like, come on. There's got to be somebody playing somewhere.
Have you ever been to see the Flux Capacitors?
No.
They're an 80s cover band, but they dress up as the cast of Back to the Future.
Nice.
And they are, if you Google them, the Flux Capacitors, they actually look like they'd be a lot of fun to go and watch.
I contacted them as a wedding present for Chris, and they were really nice. They got back in touch with me, and
As a wedding present for me.
yeah, it was part of the wedding gift for you for when we went on our honeymoon, because they're based in California, and they were really nice, and they got back in touch and agreed to meet us because they didn't have a gig on in area that we were visiting. So they offered to meet us at a museum where the original DeLorean is kept in LA.
Nice.
The
Peterson Auto Museum, maybe?
Yeah, something like that it was. But then once we got to LA, there was some issue with one of the band members and they had to cancel on us at last minute. But I thought it was really nice that they were willing to do something like that, because there wasn't a gig on locally that we could get to. And it's just a shame. And they were really apologetic when they had to let us down and everything. But yeah.
Never mind.
I'll just see it next time we're in Cali when bands are playing. Yeah, Stacey and I will travel for concerts. Like the only one that got rescheduled isn't playing Vegas, but is playing Salt Lake City. So in the car we were going, it's about a 5-hour drive to Salt Lake City. And what was nice getting out of Vegas, a smaller town. So they said for VIP seats, contact. They didn't have a price for VIP. You had a contact and you get a table, 2 chairs and a table on the balcony. So I'm like, all right, how much are the VIP tickets, balcony and a waitress just for us? Oh, sir, those are expensive. $65. I'm like, $65? You know what that would be in Vegas? Like $1,000.
Wow.
I'm like, yeah, we're going to be VIPs all the way for a whole $130.
Tommy's in. Hi, Tommy. He says, Spice Girls to Michael Jackson.
It's funny because people don't believe me. Even though I just showed you all that stuff, if any of you came to my house and saw my music room and saw all the Spice Girl collectibles, they all say the same thing. Oh, you weren't kidding. No, I'm not kidding. At the guilty pleasure, I freely admit. And one of the best finds I ever got was a thrifter in a Facebook group, not mine, but someone else's, found a platinum award, Spice Girls Platinum Award. And someone tagged me and said, I already know who your customer is going to be. It's this guy, Jason Smith. And I said, oh, dude, I need that. And so he paid $10. He sold to me for $100, and it's sitting in my music room right now.
Don't ever bring any Spice Girls memorabilia home. It's not happening.
I bought Spice Girls. I've got a plate and a calendar downstairs. I'm going to send it, Jason. I'll send you that.
I'll take it. I'll put it up because I have all the Spice Girls in my music room at home, but now I'm starting a Spice Girls corner in my office.
I'll let you influence him with certain things, but that one's not happening. We're not going there.
Carl Phillips is enjoying the live. Thanks for commenting. Appreciate that, Carl. Discounters. Now I'm jealous. Do VIP for that. Concerts in Chicago cost more than $65.
And what was nice too, because the place we're going to when it happens back in next May, it's a small, just square room, rectangular room, and the floor is just open and standing. And I'm too old and my back is too messed up to stand anymore. But the balcony, so I'm on the rail. We're gonna be on the rail looking right at them for $65 with a table too, where you can set your drinks down very nicely.
Nice. Yeah, I like to sit down at a gig.
Now, the drinks in Salt Lake City aren't the greatest because they have stupid liquor laws in Utah.
So Chris isn't getting drunk off one cocktail then in Salt Lake City.
Don't go there. We've left that behind now.
Anyway, is it time to let Jason do his bit?
Yeah. Tell us about what you've got coming up.
What'd you say? No, I haven't done that yet. So I'm teaching a class. So besides being a seller for the past 20 years, I fell into teaching others. I do it in person when we can. I have a paid Facebook group that I do webinars in for every month. And then I do classes that anyone can take, whether you be in my group or not, whether you're in the United States or England or Japan, doesn't matter. My next one is going to be all about flipping records. That's why we're talking them today. And so if you go, Chris, can you share the graphic I have in the screen share?
Yeah.
Please. Thank you. There we go. So if you go to flippingvinylrecords.com, the class is October 7th, and it's at 6th. Hold on. I don't have the date on there. October 7th at 7 p.m. in the East Coast. I don't know what the change to England would be, but this is one of those classes that it is not a United States specific thing, because vinyl and music truly is the universal language, because you see all these teenagers singing BTS. You don't know who BTS is. They're the biggest group in the world right now. They're South Korean, and mostly they sing in Korean. And you see all these American teenagers just singing along to words they don't understand what they're singing. So music truly is a universal language. So whether you live in the UK or the United States or Japan, people want music from everywhere. And I would say of the top 4 places where music is produced that people look for, United States, Japan, the UK, and Germany are the top 4. So what you guys have, what is normal to you, what you're like, who would care about this? There are people in the United States, there are people in Japan that want that stuff, and will pay a pretty penny for it. So now you don't have to watch my class live, but if you are live, like this show, I will answer questions. And we're going to go over basically the top 5 things are what to find, where to find it, how to research it, how to sell it, how to ship it. So those are the 5 things that we're going to touch on. And just as a FYI, I sold 40 pieces of vinyl this weekend for about $1,028. So it's about 800 pounds.
40 vinyls. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, and I said, I'm working my way through a collection of 7,000 records right now. Been working on for a couple years, got a couple more to go. But there's been just amazing stuff in it. And I love music. I've always, I've been a fan. My folks had a pretty decent record collection when I was a kid. And I started going to concerts when I was 10, thanks to my uncle. And I've been hooked on music and live music and collecting my whole entire life. So when you're passionate about anything, Spice Girls, selling records, you can talk about it. And I love to teach others to do it because you all are thrifters or whatever. You guys call them thrifters in the UK?
You can do. Yeah, resellers.
And most everybody, when you go someplace to a car boot or a jumble trail, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
You're looking at a lot of stuff, but there's always going to be music. There's always going to be some form of music at pretty much any place that you're buying used goods. So whilst you're there, you might as well pick up all the things that are worth money, including the music.
And now this is there's no charge for this class, is there? Nope.
That's the funny thing. So look, I have angered record store owners all over the US. So when I had a class a couple years back about flipping CDs, and then it was so good we did a flipping CDs number 2, and then we did a flipping cassettes, and no one got mad at those. The anger, the vitriol that I have gotten on Facebook in the last week and a half, people are yelling at me, and they're like, "Don't pay this snake oil salesman a dime." I'm like, you're saying that right underneath the word "free," right? And they're mad. And then I have went and found all their record stores that they work for or own. So I go to their site and I go, "Are these records free today?" Because all these guys who are mad at me, they have record stores, so they sell records for a living, and they all sell online. But God forbid I teach others how to do it, so they're just pissed. They're going to have competition. And so once I find their Facebook pages and go, "Are these records free?" Then they're pretty quiet at that point on. It's like they forget I'm a real person. They just see an ad for a class and they're like, "This jerk." One guy called me neckbeard. I'm like, I have no beard on my neck. It's all chin.
If they're record stores, then are they more worried that you're teaching people how to find stuff they've missed and then they're going to profit from it?
Yeah. But the one guy who now we are friends, basically, he turned his tune around. He has a twice a month, when COVID isn't an issue, flea market just for record sellers in a hall. And I said, "You looked at it wrong in the first place. Where the way you should look at it is I'm creating new customers for you."
Exactly. Yeah.
He goes, "Yeah, you know what? I'm sorry. I was salty. I was having a bad day." And you're right. I'm like, "Yeah," because he's in the Cleveland area where I grew up. I go, "So when people like my mom take the class, they're like, oh, there's this little record swap meet in this hall, and we'll stop in and buy some records." I'm like, but competition's good. I teach everybody I know everything I know. Some are free, some are paid, but I have never worried, because if some things end up just working out like, okay, they're not worth it anymore, I learned something new. I didn't start out selling purses and dresses and big bras, but I do now because I'm already in the thrift store. So I've already cleaned out the music. Now I go clean out the dresses and I clean out the bras, and I'm trying to learn
the cross stitches.
What'd you say?
And the cross stitches.
Oh yeah.
I would just say to everyone in the chat, I mean, you've got nothing to lose by going and signing up for this class. I've signed up for it. I've watched your cassette class and your CD class in the past, and you always come away, even though it's UK to USA, there's still like 95% of it is all relevant. The only thing that sometimes isn't relevant is sometimes the different apps that you guys have, and that can be the only thing really that it's still relevant. So I would say just go and sign up, because this is free. This is free knowledge that people can get.
Now, why not? And even the stuff I sell. So if you want to go take my flipping CD courses 1 and 2 and my cassettes, and I got a special one on just prints, my stuff is usually priced per course under $50. So you find one good CD, it has covered the cost of the course. And then everything else you find based on what you learn, it's just all profit.
Yeah.
All profit. And if you've never taken my course, I pack them. They're going to be, my guy who helps me on the back end, he goes, I am shocked how much stuff you get in a presentation. I go, I know. I'm not the guy that sits on a slide for 20 minutes. I'm like, boom, and next, and next, and next, and next. Because I want everyone to be a success. If you're going to take your time, whether it's free or you're paying me for one of them, if you're going to sit down, invest your time and sometimes money, I want you to walk away and go, hell yeah, I got my money's worth. I've never had one person say they didn't get their money's worth of my paid ones.
So you're definitely getting your money's worth out of a free one.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of people are like, don't pay this guy anything. I'm like, you wrote that reply under the word free, you idiots.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw it.
They're so blind. So to them, being the righteous, they have a brick and mortar record store. That's righteous and okay. Us with just smartphones selling online, that's not okay. I'm like, well, that's BS. How is that any different? I figured out how to work in my underwear all day. You got the clothes on because a customer might come in.
Right. That's just a visual. Is it t-shirt and shorts then? Below the camera?
Because I have employees. I am wearing gym shorts, yes.
He's got his Spice Girls pants on.
Oh, I wish there was Spice Girl pants. I don't have Spice Girl pants.
So if anybody does want to sign up for your class, there's a link in the description of the video that I've already put in there. And also there's a link to Jason's channel, just in case anyone wants to go over and sub him as well for the various shows that you have during the week. So being Thrifty over 50, Thrifty Business and all that. There's loads of stuff going on.
Just going looking at the chat, Pete WW said, what's your website address?
So jasonthrifts.com kind of takes you to everything. My classes and I do have in-person classes when we can. And then online classes. And then my other one, tikipugmusic.com, takes you right to my eBay store. All right, I'm gonna let everyone. Who's the best? Sorry, who's the best band I've seen live?
There you go.
I gotta say, look, I'm a huge Prince fan, and he has he's melted my face more than once. But I gotta say, the only time we saw Coldplay, it was almost like a religious experience, and we are not religious people, and the set list, and they had given us all bracelets that lit up with what was going on stage, and to see 15,000 people all part of the light show, it was just absolutely amazing. So I'd say that's one of my favorites. And Stacy goes, I thought you were gonna say Rage Against the Machine. So we saw Rage Against the Machine back in the 90s in the basketball arena at Akron University, which is just a little south of Cleveland in Ohio. And so it's an old school arena, the kind where the bleachers pull out of the wall.
Oh, okay.
And so we're upstairs in the bleachers and Rage starts, and the bleachers turn into a mosh pit. And I thought, we're going to die right now because bleachers are not meant to have 100, 200 people moshing. And people were body surfing, and we're on the second floor. So at the end of that, they're going to go right down. And then so we just enjoy the moment because I'm like, if we die, we die, but we're having fun.
Sounds good. I've got Rebecca Turner has asked, what's on your wish list? I'm assuming she means in terms of music. Do you have like a wish list of stuff that you still haven't got?
Oh, well, yeah. Before you answer that, it kind of links to what you said earlier. Is there also like a holy grail of an album that you really want to find? So maybe you can answer that as well.
Well, let me show you my holy grail CD first, in case anyone has one. Because this is the one CD I've hunted for my entire life. Oh, Siri, shut up. All right, if you, I don't think there's any on eBay right now. Nope. Okay, if you would pop up the screen share for a quick second there, Chris. No, it's not that.
Yeah. No, it was just Tori just saying off the wall favorite album. Okay.
So the Jay Giles Band was an awesome, awesome band, and Peter Wolf was their lead singer, and so he they didn't get along, and he decided to step away from the band. And they had one more album where they had their keyboard player, Seth Justman, sing. And so this was the only album without Peter Wolf. So it's called You're Getting Even While I'm Getting Odd. It was only ever, it didn't do, sales were terrible. I like this album. It was only ever released on CD in Japan once. And so it is impossible to find this damn thing. Now, I've seen it for $500, but being a thrifter, I'd rather find it. So if anyone listening happens to have Jay Giles, man, You're Getting Even While I'm Getting Odd on CD, I'd pay a decent sum, not $500, but I'd pay a decent sum for it. But as far as Holy Grails on records go, oh, I got it. Yeah, I got it. Can you find me? It's in there. Hold on. The White Hunter, White Goddess. Yeah, Frank. So Stacy's going to grab one because I have a trashed one. So when you hang out in tiki bars, the music is called Exotica that gets played in tiki bars, and I quite like the music. And so, like, just for instance, this is one of the albums that everyone who has a tiki bar looks for. So this is not so much a holy grail, but this is worth about $80. The Gene Rains group, Rain in the Tropics. This one's the one. It's called White Goddess by Frank Hunter and his orchestra. This is the one everyone wants. Well, this is the only version I have, and it's trashed. So I have it just for a placeholder. But I need a good, clean copy of that. So that is one of the Holy Grails.
So what would that cost you to get one of those?
A good, clean copy would be anywhere from like $100 to $150. Okay. So again, I'd like to find one, but any collector, there is a point where like, okay, I've looked for 20 years. I might as well just pay someone on eBay because I can't find it. Cool. All right, so I'm going to give everyone a little fun tip. Now, when we're allowed to go back to bars, if you're in a bar with an internet jukebox, now that might be an only United States thing, I don't know. But internet jukeboxes, you can pretty much pull up any album ever. Pay $1 for a song or whatever it is. So you can pull up some annoying stuff and leave the bar with people going, the hell is going on? Have you ever heard of Mrs. Miller?
No.
Okay.
No.
So before I describe her, I'm going to ask the chat. Anyone watching right now know Mrs. Miller? This lady was a hit star on Capitol Records.
Let's see if anyone responds.
See if anyone knows Mrs. Miller, especially my UK friends here, because this is a little devious, fun things I like to do when I'm in. My mom knows, of course. My mom knows. All right. So while the answers are, I've heard of it, but not heard it. Nope. All right. So when we're done on this show today, go to YouTube and
Katrina Miller and Mrs. Miller.
What'd you say? Oh, Katrina, I hope you sing better than this. Type in Mrs. Miller, Yellow Submarine, and be prepared. If you have cats, they'll probably howl. So if you were in here's another one of our albums. If you were in like the choir in the 60s, this would be your music teacher. It's as awful as you can imagine. And she had album after album after album.
So who was buying this stuff?
I don't know. It's all cover tunes. First listen to Yellow Submarine and then listen to Nancy Sinatra. These boots were made for walking. So here's the fun you have with an internet jukebox. Play one of those two. Boots are made for walking or Yellow Submarine. And then you watch the people in the bar because they know the song. Everyone knows Yellow Submarine. People start to sing along and they go, ugh, what is this awful version? And so you prime them. Then when you leave the bar, you play the whole greatest hits and then you just split. So now the poor bar is stuck listening to the most awful thing you have ever heard.
Nice.
So there you go. There's my little devious, but it's quite fun. Watch their faces. Watch their faces.
We've got a few people saying, was she a teacher at school? Didn't they make a movie about her? Mrs. Mills was
they made a movie about her. I don't know it, and I want to see it if that's true. Holy honey,
Mrs. Miller was a piano player. She did loads of crap LPs. Terrible singer.
Oh yeah.
She
But
was
I like
always on-
so it's weird, but I like her. I like weird, crappy stuff. So that's my personal Mrs. Miller records. I'll play them.
I'm going to listen to that afterwards. I'm going to search it.
Someone says she was always on Johnny Carson's Audience.
Chris, did you watch? Was it Samurai Cop? Did you ever watch it?
Not yet, but Oliver Ian's in the chat. He's the one who keeps telling me to watch it. But
Oh yeah, Mrs. Miller is the Samurai Cop of music.
right, that kind of that puts it in perspective.
Discounters must have listened to it. He's put, "Oh my god, yes, thanks, Jason. It's bad."
It's epic. It is epic.
Now, does anybody have any more questions for Jason on vinyl or anything, music, before we
I know
wrap up?
Grant Resells mentioned before that he really liked a T-shirt in your store, but he was saying that
Yeah, I was gonna look that up. What T-shirt was that, Grant?
the Fred's Divot T-shirt. Fred's Divot. I don't know if it's spelled.
Fred, he's put Fred.
Did you mean Stiv Bators?
The what?
That's a bit different than Fred's Divot.
Yeah, because I'm like, wait a minute. So let me go look though. Maybe I'm losing my mind.
D-I-V-O-T.
Maybe I'm losing my mind. Forget what's in my store.
Yeah, Oliver Ian says, "See, I need to watch it." Samurai Cop.
Oh yeah, Samurai Cop
it.
is insane.
There we go. Chris Tyler's put, "How does Jason wrap LPs?" Like, no.
What the hell was that?
Wigga.
No,
You must have meant Stiv Bators because I don't have any Fred T-shirts in my store.
Huh. We'll see if he's still in. If he wants to re-put it in.
Grant, if you're still in, give us the
us a
name
shout.
of that T-shirt that you like.
Well,
So
I'm going to tell you how I wrap records, but I'm going to tell you on October 7th. So tune in.
Fair enough. Here's a question then. You know, when you look at a vinyl, you take it out of its case, its slip thing. If it's got scratches on it, do you just rule it out straight away?
I would say 80% yes. Like I said, some of those are the covers worth it. And there's some old, even in the Hawaiian music, there's some where the covers were done by famous artists. And so it's not so much about the music, but people who like that artist's art will buy that album just for the cover. They might not even give a crap about Hawaiian music, but they collect that person's art.
Yeah.
The guy who helped animate Sleeping Beauty for Walt Disney has done some covers of classical music. So it's not so much about that music, but it's more about that he did the artwork for the cover. I don't know his name, but I was at the Disney Family Museum in San Francisco, and I learned that. So
how do you go about cleaning vinyl, or is that in your?
No, well, yeah, it is. But one of the easiest ways is water and a very soft paper towel. Now, we used to use Bounty back in the 90s because Bounty was pretty soft. I don't know if you guys have Bounty, but they make a thing called bamboo paper towels nowadays, and they're so hardy that you can actually wash them out and reuse them. But they're so soft that just get it damp and go in circles, and it'll clean off all the schmutz.
Oh,
interesting. Thanks, Mick. Appreciate that. And Oliver Ian said, "Jason, do you have the Spice Girls Step to Me song?"
it was a Pepsi promotional.
I had
CD.
that on CD.
I do. I have over 100 Spice Girl CDs because I have them from all the different countries and all the different singles and all their solo stuff. There are a few pieces I am still missing, but some of them have become quite worth a lot of money. So,
right, Grant's.
The Dive Bar shirt. Okay, hold please. Oh yeah, there it is. Sorry, missed that, Grant. All right, hold on a minute. So, Grant, I'm assuming you're in the UK.
He is.
So, Grant, you were seeing my US listings. And I use a service that takes my listings and puts them directly on 6 foreign eBay sites. eBay UK is one of them. So if you go look up that T-shirt, you will see my listing in the UK, and the shipping will be much cheaper. Much cheaper.
Cool.
So
Thanks.
You can buy it directly, ebay.uk. And the shipping is only like $9 what would I say? £9, 50 pence. It's $9.50. How do I say that?
£9 50 pence. Yeah,
Oh,
you're
I
right.
said that right. Okay. Yay.
Oliverine says it's not worth much, but I have one kicking about, so I was wondering if you needed it.
So I got to double check, but I think so. But if you could drop me a note, I would love to connect with you just in case.
He's not losing that one.
Yeah. I got double
This
check.
counter says they have a disc washer record cleaning system.
Yeah, that's not real cheap though. And so same with CDs. I have a CD repair machine that.
Is this for vinyls?
Yeah, so this is for vinyl.
Oh.
So, but it's not real cheap. So anyone getting into it, I would never recommend anyone getting machinery to start. If you start doing it a lot, if you have 7,000 records or 2,400 CDs, yeah, that's the time to invest because it will take your product to the next level of worth. So if you can take a CD or a record from very good condition to like new condition, then you're going to get more money.
Just going back up the chat, Miss Linda said, "How many albums in your personal collection?" Is that
about 800? But I should count. It's one of those things that people say, "How many you got?" I'm like, I haven't counted in a while.
So what's the difference in sort of whether you pick up albums or singles in vinyls? So
I'll pick up everything, but you know, it just kind of depends on what's there. So when you're at a charity shop or a thrift store, depends on what's there. That's always a crapshoot. When you walk into a record store, okay, I know I'm going to this artist, I'm going to this section, looking for these specific things that I've sold 1,000 times before. But even with like, car boot sales, whatever's there is there. So you shouldn't go in with, because people go, give me a list. I go, a list would be like a scroll up 2 miles long. But also, if you're mainly going secondhand picking, charity shops, boot sales, thrift stores, there is no real list because you don't know what's going to be there. Now, when you walk into a record store, I can say, okay, go to the Prince section and look for these 4 things. And sometimes they'll have them, sometimes there won't. But you're never going to walk into a thrift store and be like, oh, look, Prince. It might happen, but it's just a crapshoot, really.
See, I think that's part of the reason why, I don't have a lot of knowledge on what to pick up with vinyls, but when you go to boot sale, you find that unless you're the first ones in, the first people in are always picking up vinyls. It's like, have you got any vinyls? It's like, have you got any gold? Have you got any games? Have you got any vinyls? Is the next one. So I certainly find that I probably miss most of the good ones, or I think I miss most of the good ones. So is that, I'm sure I'm probably missing stuff that is actually still worth money in there.
We were at kind of along that same lines. You should definitely go in thinking, I don't care who's been here yet. I've learned from Jason. So we were at one of our bigger thrift stores here a couple weeks ago, and it was 50% off sale day 2. So you would think by day 2, all the good stuff would be gone. So we walk in, and the CD section is on one end cap. It's like 6 rows, and there was too many people there. So I went about the rest of the store. I circled back, different people, but too many people. So we circled back and it was empty. So Stacy and I pulled and she scanned, and I pulled out Holy Grail after Holy Grail. Not super expensive Holy Grails, but stuff that people always look for. So what were all these other people looking for? That I sat down and pulled out 20 things. Like this Jimmy Buffett CD is not an expensive one because it sold 10 million copies, but this version is on a gold disc. And so now this version's worth about $25. And so all those people before me and the people who were there on day 1, they just skipped this on by. This is Stetsasonic rap group from the 80s, along with 3 Times Dope. This 3 Times Dope has been out of print forever, and people always pay like 35, 40 bucks, $50 for it, and it was still sitting there. This was still sitting there. This Sylvester, which is worth about $50, was still sitting there. So don't go in and thinking, oh my God, the people have been there. I love to go behind booksellers who have the little Bluetooth scanner, and they've got their phone on their wrist and they're scanning away and getting their information. They can only scan anything with a barcode. They have to skip every book or every record or every CD with the barcode. And when you use the Amazon app, you can scan anything because it scans the cover too. So I love going behind them and getting good stuff that they missed and then just laughing really loud and sinister.
It surprises me because in the UK, right, you go into a charity shop and a lot of people are very reluctant to scan in the shop with staff looking at you and stuff like that. But in the US, when we went into Goodwills and people like that, people were sat on the floor with piles and piles of books and CDs and literally going scan, scan, scan like that. But that you wouldn't. I don't think I've ever seen that in the UK. I've never seen somebody sat on the floor going through CDs, and I don't really know why. It's a different culture, or I'm not sure. But we kind of have this very reserved way of thrifting, if you like. We kind of want to do it, but we don't want people to know we're doing it. It's very strange, but it's a completely different way of thrifting.
Stacy just took our doggy out. I'm going to ask her, because when we were there, we were in the UK about 3 years ago before we met you guys. And we were all throughout Europe and the UK. And I did most of my music shopping in London. And I was just a scanning maniac. I found this great store that I'm going to have to send. I'll figure out what it is and send it to you, because it's owned by a guy that was a musician. He was not real big, but he's on some records. And I found such good stuff. And I don't know if anyone was paying attention to me because I was so in the zone. I don't know if Brits were looking at me going, must be an asshole American scanning, because I was on my zone. I never looked around. But Stacy, she always looks around and sees what's happening around me. She's like, didn't you see that guy getting mad at you? I'm like, no, I was in the zone. Didn't see anybody. I was tunnel vision because I wanted to pick up the coolest music I could find and bring it home. Some to keep and some to sell.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. It just doesn't seem to happen much over here, to be honest with you.
I will say pre-smartphone, my wife worked in an office back when we lived in. No, this started when we were in LA. She was in an office, and I would go to the CD stores pre-smartphone and pull all the stuff that I knew, and then pull the stuff that I thought was good. And I would read her. I'd call her work and read her barcodes, and I had taught her to what she needed to read. And then all she had to say was yes or no. I trained her that she didn't have to read me anything, just yes or no. So we could go through it quick. And there was one day where it was just like 50 things. She's like, I have a job, you know.
That sounds like me.
So when the smartphone got invented, she was like, oh, thank God that's over. Now you can do it yourself.
Sabrina says, can you use microfiber towels to clean out?
I think, but I always like my Bounty, and now I like my bamboo paper towels. Bamboo paper towels aren't cheap, but like I said, you can wash them out and use them over and over and over. So we have them all over the office, some at my desk, some at my assistant's desk, in the bathroom, in the kitchen. So anytime we're cleaning something, there's a nice soft bamboo towel to clean it up.
You're never going to get caught short in your office.
Lisa says, I take all the vintage books that don't have barcodes.
Even if I don't find something, I'll pretend I did and go, and then put it in my cart. And then they're like, damn, what did I miss?
Jason says, I have about 200 LPs to go through. I got them off a fly tip at work. There are Elvis and Beatles, but they don't look to be in decent condition. They look like they've got wet.
If they truly got wet, then there is no coming back from that. There really isn't anybody looking for records that have gotten wet, because basically the whole container that they're housed in is cardboard. So yeah, the smell, the mustiness. Yeah. Now, if it is a butcher cover, it'll still be worth some money. The Beatles butcher cover. It won't be worth the money. But, even a wet butcher cover would get you probably a couple hundred.
Jason's now going to go look and see whether he's got that particular one. Grant Resells says, is it true the Beach Boys are valuable on vinyl? My neighbour has loads of sealed Beach Boy vinyls and claims they are worth a load of money.
Well, like with any artist, there'll be some yes and some no. But sealed changes the game. Sealed, you could pick up some Lawrence Welk sealed and get some money for it. Lawrence Welk unsealed, no one cares. But people will pay big money for sealed stuff of anyone. So it's all going to be to research, because your neighbor said it doesn't mean it's true, but it could be. But that's
because people can seal their own stuff now, can't they?
They can. There is a different feel to it, and sometimes there'll be stickers. So although they open the cellophane's on it, but this sticker, of course, wouldn't be there if they resealed it.
Yeah.
And here's a prime example. I have not a clue who Noah Gunderson is. Sounds like one of the guys who competes in the world's strongest man competition. Haven't a clue, but it was $13. It was on very good wax. This means it's a much thicker record. So I scanned it. I'm like, oh, that's a $50 record. I will absolutely pay $13 to sell it for $50. I don't have to know them. That's the thing. People are like, well, I don't know music well. I guarantee you half the stuff I sell every week I've never heard.
Yeah.
Tea Cakes has just popped in. Hi, Tea Cakes. He's put, gonna have to rewatch this. I sell stacks of vinyls. Don't suppose there are any secrets. Knowledge is power.
Well, I'm giving free secrets in a week.
That was like
week and a half.
I don't know if Tea Cakes was in when we were talking about.
He's only just joined.
Jason's got a class coming out on the 7th of October, which is completely free, and you can sign up for it using a link in the description. And it costs you nothing, and you're going to learn a shitload of stuff.
There you go. Like you said, knowledge is power. Go see if you can gain some more knowledge.
I just had one question, and then I've like run out of. I hate when it does that.
It's me because I go that way.
Stop it!
I don't want to be that close.
Just one question left on my list, and we kind of answered it with the naked covers. But is there anything that's like anything else other than naked people on album covers that is like a bit of a no-brainer, that's an easy pickup, like without really having to think about it or scan it or anything?
Well,
like colored discs or something. I don't know.
This is called the Obi, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that in my class, flippingvinylrecords.com. Sign up now. But this means it's a Japanese import, and so you'll see them on records and CDs too, and cassettes, I think. Pretty much anything with an Obi, whether I know it or not, I'm going to stop and do some research. Yeah, because it is a Japanese import to us, obviously, not to Japanese people. But I'm going to stop and look it up because collectors are gaga for Japanese stuff with the Obi.
Yeah, I remember you saying that on the CD or cassette one that you did. I remember you pointing that out. So that counts for vinyl as well. So that's good.
Go on.
I was probably going to say the same thing you're going to say. So go ahead. It's your show. Sorry. I'm so used to it.
No, it's all right. I was just going to say, Jason's just asked if you only sell media.
So today I shipped
a comment about the bras.
No, so today, besides all those records, we shipped a bunch of CDs, a couple tiki mugs, a sweatshirt, 2 paint by numbers, some medical scrubs, some DVDs, a Robert Graham shirt, some jeans. I shipped a Mulan Disney snow globe on Friday, some more jeans, t-shirts, cookbooks, cowboy boots, all kinds of stuff. Purses. Yep.
The short answer to that is, if it has value, it's being sold.
Yep.
Yeah, but we say this quite a lot in our show. Everybody tends to have a speciality, and obviously yours is music, vinyl, CDs,
and anything tiki.
And anything tiki.
Music and tiki
for another show. Do we need to look at wrapping up?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
it's like 9:45.
Yeah, we've done a lot there. We've covered a lot of questions as well, haven't we? And is that it? Are we at the bottom of the chat?
I keep waiting, thinking, right, we've got to the bottom of the questions. Let's and then somebody else throws a question in, and I'm just like, right, okay.
Okay, so I think we'll call it a day there, Jason. So thanks very much for coming on. I really appreciate it. And thanks to all our American viewers as well who came in. Appreciate you coming along and watching. Again, I'll just reiterate, if you want to visit Jason's channel, it's in the description. If you want to sign up to the class, which is free, it's in the description. Yeah, so I'm going to watch it, and then I'll probably have a chat about it after. So it'll be a week on Monday, probably, on our Reseller World show, and see what everybody thought of it. I'm sure everyone will have gained a lot of knowledge from it. So that's it, really, isn't it? We're done.
It is. We'll just wrap it up there with, I'll answer Grant's question.
Knew there'd be
Jason does have his own merchandise. But yours is tiki related, isn't it?
Yeah, I make glassware and tiki mugs, and I've got shirts. I just got to get them up, and we actually have new glazes for our mug coming out, and I got new ideas. So I do things a little bit differently. I make actual drinkware. So
yeah, he has some very, very cool stuff.
Yeah, those tiki mugs are amazing that you had that you work with to be commissioned. Look, fantastic.
Yeah, some amazing stuff. So yeah.
That one.
It is.
Yeah.
Do you know, you'd think you'd know by now, Jason, which is his outro, wouldn't you? But every week he questions it.
I wish they'd let you name them, the videos, so that you could see.
But that is because he has put the intro on the outro.
Well, you got to name it whatever you want, and when you load it, then it'll be that name.
I'll realize that afterwards.
Someday they're going to give us the control to move them around because I need them in order, and I had to have one adjusted. So now to keep them in order, I have to remove all of them and then put them all back in order. So that's annoying.
Yeah.
And now we're behind the scenes in StreamYard, and everyone's like, "The hell are they talking about?"
All right, are we done?
Thanks a lot. It's been wonderful speaking to you as always.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thanks for all your...
Oh, hey, real quick. I didn't get to the end of the video yet. Why didn't you let him buy the dollhouse?
What?
The
Why
doll's
didn't you let him buy the dollhouse?
Why didn't I?
Yeah.
I wanted to buy it.
I own a Corsa. It's the tiniest car in the world, and we've been around an entire jungle trail, so the car was full. There was nowhere to put the dolls out.
Like, that's a damn awesome house.
This is an example, right, you've got to strike when the opportunity is there, because we swapped numbers, and I said, oh, when I get, because I'll come back with my car, it's bigger, and well, I'll pay you the asking price for it, which was £75. And she texted a few times, and in the end, she decided she then didn't want to sell it anymore. Now, you know how much they were selling for on eBay for local collection?
How much?
£1,200. So, £75 to £1,200.
This is not my.
So the lesson here, kids, is take the bigger car when you go to the jumble trail.
Yeah, that means Chris drive, not me.
Yeah.
No, he could have solved this one. He could have paid the lady and said, but I'll come back and collect. But he didn't do that.
To be fair, I didn't know. At the time, I didn't know the value of it. But when we got home, I did some proper research on it. And I reckon I could have got £1,000 for it.
Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about and you're new to Chris's channel, go watch his video from 3 days ago, and you'll see the dollhouse we're talking about. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. It's really nice.
It was good. It was good.
So we're done. Okay. Thanks everyone for watching. Oh, don't forget, coming up over the next week, there's no come list with me, but we are starting some movie chats on a Thursday night, just completely different to reselling. We're just going to do some movie chats. We've got Oliver Ian, DB Resells, Steve Jackson. I'm going to talk all about films from 6:30 on Thursday. And I'll have another video out this week, and then other than that, it'll be same time again, Monday night, 8 p.m. Reseller World, and that's what's coming up this week. What do you have on, Jason, before we finish?
Thursday night's Thrifty Business. A buddy of mine, so that's 8 o'clock East Coast U.S. A buddy of mine was a poker dealer at a casino. Because of COVID, they're not open, and he was an eBay seller, but it was a part-time gig. And so he set a goal for himself while he was unemployed, and he smashed it, set a new goal, smashed it, set another goal, smashed it. And so we're going to talk about not sitting on your goal. Like, okay, here's your goal. Great, I made it. Make a new one. Most people like stick at that goal. And like, no. And so we're going to talk about, how to fill the void when you're not working, even though someday that job's going to come back for him, but he's filling the void and he's killing it. So now that he's done well, he can go back to work when he can, but then still keep his business up because he's done so well that he's got better skills now. So that's what we're talking about Thursday.
Yeah, nice one. Great. Okay, right, that's it then. We are actually going now. That's it.
This is the English goodbye. Say goodbye for 10 minutes.
It's the same as Italian goodbye.
All right, thanks again, Jason. All right, I'll speak to you soon.
Bye,
everybody. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good week.
Bye. Bye.